Hi, this is Jasmine. Welcome to my channel, Inspirational Journey with Jasmine. Um, Tonight's topic is going to be a continuation from 2 weeks ago when I posted the first video of my spiritual series, which was having a foundation in God. So today's topic would be faith without works is dead. Before I get more into it, I would just like to say thank you if you come across this channel or if you are already subscribed. I really and genuinely appreciate your support for my channel, as well as clicking the uh, bell notification if you're already subscribed so that when I do upload another video, you will get a notification. But back to the topic, it will be again on faith without works is dead. So I'm gonna just get straight into my topic for today. So with faith without works is dead, that is a Bible verse. Clearly, it is a Bible verse. I'm sure all of us have heard it at some point in our lives. This Bible verse comes from the book of James, chapter 2, verse 26. And it's mainly just making a clear point that faith without works is dead. When you have faith for something, you are trusting, you are believing that this thing is going to come true, is going to manifest or more so materialize into your life. That it's not going to no longer just be a thought. It's going to become true right in front of your eyes. But when it comes to having faith, you also have to think about there's action that has to be applied for this thing that you're believing for to come into existence. I'm going to kind of use two people from the Bible since this is a spiritual series. And these two people, I feel like are good examples to use in general when it comes to faith. I'm going to start off with Ruth. We all know the story of Ruth, where Ruth is a Moabite woman. She is married to I can't think of her name. I'm sure it will come to my mind eventually. To Naomi. To Naomi. Naomi is a older woman that, she had two sons and she was living life. And she had two daughter-in-laws, which was Orpah and Ruth. So just to kind of more so just try to sum up the story quickly is that unfortunately hard times fall upon Naomi and her daughter-in-laws. Both of her sons pass away unexpectedly, and so now she's in a place where, a lot of us have been. If someone we lose in our lives, if we lose someone, we're gonna be hurt. We're gonna be grieving, but we grieve in different ways. So Orpah and Ruth were left, they were widows, young widows, I believe, and they were there. All three of the women were trying to be together, trying to be like encouraging and just trying to uplift one another because of the losses that they just experienced all together. So when it came to the two women, the young women, Naomi, not Naomi, but Orpah, um, she came from, I don't know where she came from, but she came from another town. And I know that Ruth was a Moabite woman. So I think she came from Moab. And anyways, they were all weeping together, and all of a sudden Naomi's kind of coming to the realization that in her mind that her life is over because her sons are gone. She's an older woman. She cannot bear any more children, and including sons for the two young women. And she's pretty much trying to tell them, you need to leave. There's no sense of sticking around anymore. My sons are dead. They're gone. I can't have any more children. I can't have any more sons for you two to marry, or you're going to have to, or if I ever do, you're going to have to wait a while till they become of age. She was just literally giving them, just being realistic, getting straight to the point of everything that has happened. And so she encouraged them to both leave. And so one of the young women, which was Orpah, she decided to agree with Naomi, and she decided that she's going to go back to her hometown and she's going to stick to what she knows, to what is familiar to her, what she was raised up in. So she decided to part ways with Naomi and Ruth and go back to her hometown. On the other hand, Ruth, she heard every negative thing that Naomi said to them both about how life has turned out. And she decided that even though, yes, it looks very, life looks kind of dull, and it does look like what Naomi is saying is the total truth, something within her says to stay and to stick by Naomi and to be there for her. So even though the convincing did not sway Ruth to go back to Moab, so Naomi decided to move on with life with Ruth, and they decided to move, or go to another land. I cannot think of it. I'm just paraphrasing the story. But really, they go there, they, find shelter. Now it's kind of like life is getting real. They're going to need money. They're going to have to do something, even though Naomi is an elderly woman. So it's kind of more so meant for Ruth to get out and work because she's a young woman. And so Ruth takes it upon herself to go work and to provide for her and Naomi. And so when she does, she just so happens to go into this field and starts gleaning the fields. And all of a sudden, this man named Boaz, that's very popular, especially known in a lot of churches. Boaz is the type of man that is, I guess, mature. He's kind of older, and he realizes that Ruth is, she's working hard. She's focused. She's quiet. She's not bothering anyone. So he kind of takes notice of her, and overall, just kind of going through it with the story, he looks out for her. He notices her. He looks out for her. And then in the end, she makes her way to him after a celebration. And she makes it known that she's interested in him. And he was taken by surprise because she's a young lady and he knows that she's a good woman and a woman of God. And so in the end, they end up together. They're married. I think they had a child. I cannot think of his name, but he kind of is kind of in the genealogy of Jesus Christ. But what goes to show with this story in the Bible is that Ruth was not, she wasn't used to a different type of life, just like Orpah wasn't. But she took it upon herself to not go back to what was familiar. She acted upon her faith in God, and even though she served other, I think, pagan gods where she's from in Moab, but she took it upon herself to trust God and use it, even though it was really blind faith. And she acted upon her faith. She just didn't wait around. She didn't go back to her hometown and wait around and hope and pray that God would just bless her or give her a miracle. She acted upon her faith. She put she just put it all in God's hands, and she went about her life, and it did lead her to being blessed tremendously by God. As well as Noah. Noah built the ark when God flooded the earth in Genesis. And with Noah, he was instructed by God. He had a one-on-one relationship with God, just like the other people in the Bible did. And he was instructed by God to build this ark, and that God was warning him, like, I'm going to cause a flood to destroy the earth. So Noah really listened to God, and he took it upon himself to build this ark. And in the process of doing this, he was telling people, you need to get prepared. I'm making this ark. I'm going to make this big ark that's going to protect us all, protect us, the animals, everything on the earth, so that we can survive what's coming our way. And a lot of the people did not believe him. They thought that he was crazy, or they really more so doubted him that he heard from God. But Noah, even though Noah was rejected and he was being doubted by other people, he didn't let that sway him. He continued to listen to God and to be obedient to God. And in the end, when he completed his ark that he built, he was saved. His life was spared, along with everyone else that was in the ark, even the animals. And the people that did not listen to him, that doubted him, ended up perishing, because when it says people perish for a lack of knowledge, or they don't try to listen, or when there's a warning coming their way, they don't try to listen. So in the end, Noah acted upon his faith despite how people were being very doubtful towards him. And so all this goes to say, with me paraphrasing these two people from the Bible, that you have to act upon your faith, that when it comes to applying for a job, finding a life partner, finding a home, just anything in life that you want, that you're praying for, or just or you want to start a business, you have to start somewhere. You have to pray, just write it down. Write it down because it's powerful to write it down, and to pray to God, talk to God about it, have your one-on-one relationship with him. And then he'll give you ideas or downloads, that you'll just one day, or you'll just be thinking, or an idea might come across your mind and be like, wow, like, okay, I could do this. Like, you'll start kind of building the steps to get to where you want to get to, like starting the process, because you can't just pray and not do anything. Because if you want a job, you gotta you can pray, but you also gotta get on a computer, or do it the old school way and get out and put yourself out there to make it known that you're interested to get hired somewhere. So in the end, I just say, have that one-on-one relationship with God, and tune into what God is saying, or how he speaks to you. It could be through another person, it could be through an idea, a download, just anything, or just reading the Bible, and you might get an idea or get inspired from one of the people from the Bible, like I just mentioned with Ruth and Noah, and how they acted upon their faith that changed their lives tremendously. So that is all that I have to say for today. This is again the second part of my spiritual series. There will be more coming. And again, I thank everyone that is subscribed to my channel. And I just also just wish the very best for everyone, and that we're all in this together. I know life can be very hard, but you have to remain rooted in God, and just always try to keep your mind focused on positive things, and just always just stay true to yourself as well. Again, thanks for checking out my channel, and I hope that you will enjoy this video.